experimental in the true experimental research design, okay, in the true experimental research design, we are going to formulate the hypothesis and we are going to put the hypothesis for testing after the data is gathered, my dear friend. The researcher also has complete control over the variables. There are three preconditions for this experimental research design. The sample consists of respondents who must be randomly selected from the group. One group must be put to control and the other one should be put under experiment. The experimental group is subject to treatment by introducing independent variables, and the researcher also has the freedom to manipulate the variables also. So these are the three three preconditions of this design. Then there are different types of true experimental designs. The first one is post-test only design. It consists of two groups, one controlled group and the other one is experimental group. And the participants of the groups are selected randomly. And the pre-testing is, we are not going to have any pre-testing, but after the test is done, we are going to compare the variables, my dear friends. Then we call it as post-test only design. And if you are going to measure the people before and after the study, then we call it as pre-test and post-test only design. Then we also have the third one, Solomon four-group design. In this method, we are going to have four groups, my dear friends. The participants are randomly assigned into four groups. One out of four groups, two are experimental groups and two are control groups. You can classify like E1 and E2, experimental group 1, experimental group 2, E1 and E2, and control groups as C1 and C2. And only two groups are pre-tested. Either E1 and C1 will be tested or else E2 and C2 will be tested, my dear friends, to study the independent and dependent variables. Then the next one is factorial design. The researcher manipulates two or more independent variables simultaneously to observe their effects on the dependent variable. The fifth one is randomized block design. This design is used when we are going to have inherent differences between subjects and possible differences in experimental conditions. If there is a large number of experimental groups, then we are going to turn that into small blocks, and we are going to place all the people who are having the same lifestyle, same behavior, like homogeneous groups. Okay, and then we are going to study that. Then we call it as randomized block design. 1 minute, beta, we'll stop here, okay? The last one is crossover design. In this, the researchers, the respondents are exposed to more than one treatment, and the subjects are randomly assigned to different orders of treatment, and the groups are compared. Then we call it as crossover design. Okay, so these are the 5 types of true experimental design. Okay, beta, we'll stop here and we'll continue tomorrow.